Woo! Going on, guys. Always fun coming at you guys today with another video. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about some Detroit Lions news that came out. Put a couple guys on the PUP list. Released a player. The big thing right here is that two high drafted rookies that they drafted in 2022 were put on the reserve PUP list, NFI list, if you will. Also, two more players added to that reserve list, and then they released another. Now let's get down to what we know right now and the information that's being put out. Now, the Lions had to get to 80 players today. I think everybody did across the NFL. On Tuesday, they had 85 players on the roster, and then they did just that. They got down to 80 players on the roster. Number one, they released linebacker Sean Dion Hamilton, a linebacker that was no real surprise about him getting released. Actually, he was a guy last year that was probably going to make this team until he got hurt in camp. That was last year, though. With the emergence of guys like Malcolm Rodriguez, Chris Board being signed off, playing with Baltimore for a few years, and then guys like Anthony Pittman and making a little bit of noise in camp. We knew a linebacker was going to go sometime or another, and it happened to be linebacker Sean Dion Hamilton. Wasn't showing too much in camp. Didn't really show up in the two preseason games, and he got released. One of those smaller linebackers. Played at Alabama. He's a good little player. He's bounced around a couple teams in the NFL. I'm sure he'll get picked up real quick. Then they placed fullback Jason Cabinda, defensive end Romeo Okwara, and defensive lineman Joshua Paschal, the rookie out of Kentucky, the second round pick, on the PUP list, physically unable to perform. No real shocking news here either. Tell you the truth about the fullback Jason Cabinda, I personally think it's a waste of a roster spot having a fullback on here. And I'm not calling Jason Cabinda a bad football player, because I don't think he is. I just think the fullback is a dying breed. Trust me, man. When I played football, I was a kind of a slash fullback running back myself, and I understand the position. It was a long time ago that I played, though, but I think he's a good player. I just don't think it should be used as a roster spot, but it doesn't matter what I think. This is Dan Campbell's team, so he wants a fullback on the team. He gets a fullback. At least he's not part of the 53-man roster. It doesn't count, but it does count against the 90 max roster. So he will be placed on PUP. So that was kind of no surprise. He hasn't been practicing whatsoever. So he's another guy. And then defensive end Romeo Okwara, which is a guy that I think, as Lions fans, we're going to need to get used to maybe him not even suiting up at all this year. Didn't like some of the words he said a few weeks back about him hoping to get back on the field sometime. Wasn't very encouraging. It does hurt the Detroit Lions because he's one of the better defensive players on this roster. He's a sack guy. He can play the run. He's a great story, being undrafted out of Notre Dame. Picked up by the Giants. That's my other team. And then didn't get any playing time in New York for a year or two. And then we picked him up. He immediately became a starter and immediately played well. He had two good seasons in Detroit. One being the rookie, one being his contract year where the Lions re-signed him. And the Lions kind of had to re-sign him. We were a little bit back into that corner that time when we upped his deal last year. Brad Holmes knew it. We didn't have any sniff of a pass rush, and Romeo brings a pass rush. So they didn't break the bank for him, but they gave him a hefty raise, which he deserved. And but now he's hurt. He got hurt 4 games in last year, and he's taking a little bit longer to heal. They say, if you look it up, it's a little bit different with his injury than guys like Jameson Williams, who's probably about 70 pounds lighter. Bigger guys take a little bit longer to heal, especially in the lower with the lower body injuries, foot, ankles, knees, whatever. It takes a little bit longer for those guys to heal. And Romeo had a little bit of a, I don't know if I want to say he had a setback, but he's just taken some time to heal. And we knew he was going to go on the PUP list. there's a possibility this guy might not play at all. So that kind of sucks, but that's just the way it goes. And then I'll talk about the two rookies now. I'll talk about Paschal first. Joshua Paschal, the kid we took, like I said, second round pick out of Kentucky, the guy that Brad Holmes absolutely loved, had to have him. Run stuffing, good defensive player, and in the SEC, probably one of the best D linemen to get into the backfield, to tell you the truth, last year as a college player. So this is not a Joshua Paschal rip. It's not, but I just wish they would have went in a different direction here. I hope Paschal turns out to be a great player, and it's just that now he's missing for sure 4 games. All these guys are missing 4 games that are on the PUP list or the NFI list. At the minimum, they have to miss 4 games. No ifs, ands, buts about it. But I hope Paschal turns out to be a good player. I really do. This second round curse on this Lions team just continues. It just continues. And I'm not blaming Paschal. He re-injured himself from getting hurt in college. He missed the Citrus Bowl, I believe, his last game of the year. He couldn't go to the Senior Bowl because of this injury, and then he re-aggravated it in Lions camp. That's why he's on the PUP. That's he never got hurt in a game, but he got hurt as an NFL player on the practice field. That's why he's on the PUP. And it's different with Jameson Williams, and I'll explain that in a bit. I just hope this kid becomes a force. I just hope he becomes a force. We're not going to see him probably now until week 5, or possibly, if they want to be really safe, week 7. Because week 5 we have a game, obviously, and then week 6 we have a bye. So they might be extra safe and get him and Jameson Williams back for week 7. I just hope the kid becomes a force, and him and Hutchinson wreak havoc for years. I just have my doubts. I just have my doubts now, man, because this second round curse just seemed to won't go away. And then let's talk about wide receiver Jameson Williams on the NFI list, the non-football injury list. The reason for that, and we've talked about it before, non-football injury list, is because he hurt himself in college. He didn't hurt himself on a professional field or professional practice field, whatever you want to say. Didn't hurt himself as a Detroit Lion. Let's just say that. So that's why he's on the NFI list. The NFI list and the PUP list are exactly the same. You have to miss 4 games, and then you can start practicing. You can start practicing, and then hopefully you can come off that list. But you have to miss 4 games minimum. No ifs, ands, buts about it, like I said. So Jameson Williams, they're saying they're hoping to get him back mid-season. So that's week 7, week 8. You know what I mean? He's not probably going to come back for week 5, where he's eligible to come back. He won't probably be back. He'll probably be back week 7 or 8. Expect it, Lions fans, and I think we all do. We all expected it. No, the kid's not a bust. No, you can't call him or Paschal a bust. And I'm not picking on Paschal. I'm not picking on him. I just wish we would have took a linebacker there. That's all. That's all I'm saying. I think Paschal will be a good player for us. He plays the run like an animal. I just hope he stays healthy. And I hope Jameson doesn't have any setbacks either as well. That ACL is no joke. The good thing about the ACL, well, not the good thing, but the promising thing is that he's not a big guy. And it's an injury that hurts bigger players, especially. You know what I mean? It hurts anybody in general, but it can really hurt a bigger guy. And Jameson's not that. He's like 6'1", 6'2", 190 plus pounds, whatever. He's not overly big guy. He's skinny strong. So that's it, guys. There's a couple of guys that are, a couple guys on the PUP. I think we all kind of knew what was going on with everybody here. No real surprises. Release Sean Dion Hamilton, a linebacker. I'm sure he'll catch on another team. I can see the New York Giants picking this guy up in a second, because they just lost 2 guys. Kayvon Thibodeau for 3 to 4 weeks, and then they lost the other rookie, Darren Beavers. I think he went to Oregon State. Don't quote me on that, but he was a pretty promising rookie who was showing out. I could see him getting snapped up real quick by the New York Giants, and I call that right now that he'll be a Giant. But that's it, guys. That's it, man. I want to say thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button in the bottom right. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. Get all those videos, and don't forget to like and comment. Talk about it. No shocker here, guys. Everything is set to go. More cuts to come. I think they got to cut like 27 more guys eventually, and that's after Saturday's game or Sunday's game against the Steelers, and then they work on cutting the extra 20 something players. I believe it's 27 players. So, or they could throw a few guys on the PUP too. Who knows what happens within the next week or so. So that's it, guys. Thanks a lot. One Pride. Go Lions. Boom.